Okay, we live in the crib, Vibin With Veto. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on the YouTube at Vibin With Veto. Also follow me on Instagram at Vibin With Veto. Just call me Vito. You already know the slogan, we vibrating higher. And today I got a special guest in the building. Taking time out of his busy schedule to come vibe with me, man. I appreciate you, dog.
I appreciate you having me, my man.
Man, I appreciate you for coming, man. Hey, you on Vibin With Veto, man. Explain to the people your vibe.
My vibe is to be a better man today than I was yesterday.
Facts.
And to be a better man tomorrow than I am today.
That's dope.
It's always about self-growth and personal development and always trying to be a bigger and better version of yourself and everybody around me. So it's just not me. But I want myself to be better. I want my team to be better, my artists to be better. Anything that I'm involved with, I want to win.
Facts.
So that's my vibe. It's a winning vibe.
Facts. So Ugly Money Nietzsche, right?
Yes, sir.
How important is the word I am to you?
I think I am is important, but it doesn't go as far without my team.
Right.
The word team. So, if you want to go far, you go with a team. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. Now, when I first started my career, I used to go fast.
Right.
On range. I want to do everything. I could do it. I could edit the video, rap, engineer, make the flyer, shoot the video. Yeah. You go faster.
Facts.
You don't get too far.
Right.
After a while, you hit a ceiling like, man, I can't progress forward. Why I'm not progressing? Because I don't, you didn't have a strong team. So
absolutely,
I am is important, but just understanding I am is the role that you play within a team, because it's success is a team sport. So you got to have some people that's around you that's making that star shine.
Definitely. So early in your career, you started off in Augusta.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You had the city in the palm of your hands. How difficult was it to leave what seemed to be like your life path to start over? You know what I mean? How difficult was that for you?
It was very difficult. It was scary. I was comfortable in Augusta.
Right.
I was very comfortable. I had the #1 radio show. I was the biggest club promoter out there.
Facts.
And arguably the most popular rapper at the time. So when you're this big fish in that pond or whatever, you get comfortable. You get used to the water, what I'm saying? But you realize that you can't grow but so much because the pond's small.
Absolutely.
And so I had to step out on faith and move to Atlanta and really start all over again, because whereas in Augusta, I'm a celebrated person when I get to a building or an event.
Facts.
In Atlanta, I'm back in the line again.
Yeah, facts.
Paying to get in, waiting, getting frisked, what's your ID?
Facts.
Security guard tapping me up and everything. Facts. And in Augusta, it's just like, oh, that's him.
Right.
In Atlanta, it was just like, who you? Okay, we don't care. Yeah. Hey, man, it's 40. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So what I did also realize is that, the hustle is the hustle. The hustler, you can take the hustler out the city, but you can't take the hustler out the hustler.
Absolutely.
So the same results that I had in Augusta, we are formulating here in Atlanta, because I'm the same person at the end of the day.
Facts.
It's just a different cast, but it's at the end of the day, people are genuinely the same. If you do good business, you stand on your word, and you give people a good service, they're going to react good, and they're going to tap in with you and, and patronize. So, we've had success in Atlanta, but it was not easy. It was not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I moved to Atlanta with $100 in my name and no car.
Damn.
Yeah.
Speak on that.
Well, let's say I got a couple of cars and I got a couple more bucks.
Right.
I'm blessed with that. But, that was just stepping out on faith, just betting on yourself. You know what I mean? I knew that I wanted to do some things in my life that I may not be able to do in that one particular town. And I never forget, it was a guy that walked up to me when I was in Augusta, and he said, man, bro, you an Augusta legend.
Wow.
And I was like, I know that I'm supposed to say thank you, but the fact that you just niche that down to Augusta legend.
Right.
I was like, yeah,
it's time to go.
That's not the end of my story.
Right.
And so I feel that I had a message that the world could understand and the world would appreciate. And so then I started making arrangements to leave.
Yeah,
and, you know what I'm saying? And at the time I had a girlfriend, and she kind of, put a little batter in my back, because she got to talking shit and said, what, you scared? I'm like, bitch, I ain't scared of nothing but Bigfoot and aliens.
Right. right.
And so I was like, yeah, I go anywhere. You know, you put me in the jungle, I'm gonna come out with a fur. You put me in, I can sell ice to Eskimos. I can sell water to whales.
Facts.
So, we moved to Atlanta, $100 in my name, no car. I remember driving a U-Haul truck for a month before they threatened to lock me up because I didn't have a vehicle. And
wow.
My first 30 days in Atlanta, I did 41 shows. I did 30. I had this tour called 30 Clubs in 30 Days. I ended up doing 41 because we do 2 a night sometimes.
Wow.
And I remember when I started, it was just like me.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, thank you guys for watching the content, watching all of the interviews. Make sure you like, subscribe, and also leave a comment, man. Vibin' with Veto. Just take 1 second out your day and leave a comment, like, or subscribe. Let's get back to the interview.
And by the time we finished the 30 days, I got like my first paid booking at Onyx. I remember they gave me $1,000 to come to Onyx, and I had like 60 to 100 people behind me.
Crazy.
So it was just the fact of the momentum of, hey, this guy's moving, let's move with him.
Right.
And I didn't have a lot of time to play. I'm like, I gotta come here. I'm broke as hell. My old lady stalling me out for a little bit. I don't know how long that's gonna last. I don't have time to play. I don't have the time to take 2 and 3 years to go make these connections and things. So when I got out here, I hit the ground running because I knew what I was doing. It was just a different city.
Right.
So I already knew what to do. But it's just a different city, a different, instead of this DJ, it's drama.
Facts.
What I'm saying? Instead of that radio station, it's
right.
1079. Yeah, exactly. So, it's just different different players or whatever, but the pieces are still the same. And so when I got out here, man, I hit the ground running, but it was dope. I mean, I pride myself on the fact of hard work.
Absolutely.
So I was never scared to do the work. And I never took no shortcuts because every time I was trying to take a shortcut in my career, I'd always take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. So the shortcut was actually just to do the work. Hey, let's go out here, let's shake these hands, let's go and apply pressure. And I think that's why my relationships and my network is so solid to this day, because some of those same people I met back then when I was a rapper, we're still great business partners to this day.
Absolutely.
Respect.
Dope. So life tends to, humble us sometimes. It has a way of humbling us.
Sure.
Breaking us down to rise us back up to power. When did you confidently know that it was your time?
I think COVID. I had my life's been full of ups and downs. That's what ugly money means, the process of success. But the last time that I had a dramatic change in my life was around COVID. I was when I retired from rapping, and I changed my name to Ugly Money Nietzsche. I was doing slap contests. I was doing these things called
right.
Girls be slapping each other in the ring. So I was the guy that was in the middle of the ring talking about 1, 2, 3.
Was it at a club or like?
Yeah, I go all over the country. I was going all over the country.
Damn.
So we were touring like immensely or whatever, just doing the slap contest stuff. So we were going viral before the term viral.
Viral was viral.
Yeah, right. And so when COVID hit, it was like, okay, everything shut down. No clubs. I'm like, well, how am I going to throw a slap contest if there ain't no club?
Right.
Everybody in the house. I'm like, what am I going to do for money? And I remember, for about a couple of hours, I panicked. I'm like, yo, what am I going to do? And so, I'm not the type of person to dwell on the problem. I'm like, okay, what's the solution? And I never forget, I got on live because remember, all of us were on live during COVID.
Yeah, COVID was the time, bro. It was the time.
So I got on live. And I was just, talking or whatever, just like everybody else was. And somebody said, man, bro, play my song, bro. And I said, man, you cash out me $20, I'll play your song right now. He said, what's your cash out? I sent it to him, and he sent it. He sent the money. I said, oh, yeah, I'll play your song. Come on, see my email, right? And by the time I finished, playing his song, another person was like, man, play my song after you play his. And I never forget, I made like $200, and my girlfriend at the time, different girlfriend, but the girlfriend at the time, I run to the girl, I'm like, hey, babe, man, I made $200 on live. She was like, how? I was like, man, just playing people's songs. They want to hear my opinion on it. And she was like, well, if you promote it, you probably make $500. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to promote it tomorrow.
Right.
So I remember just promoting it. I was like, yo, I'm doing a song review tomorrow or whatever. And I had done them before, like on Facebook back in 2017, but I never had monetized it, right?
Absolutely.
And the next day, it was this R&B guy. He was so dope. And he won. And I was like, yo, you dope. And I said, you know what? Bro, I know Jazzy Fail love your music. Like, I know, you know, because I was signed with Jazzy and 8 Ball and MJG.
Right.
So I still had a relationship with him. And I said, man, I'm going to call Jazzy for you and see if, you know, he needs some writers or some singers.
Right.
And I was like, and something just told me, like, yo, film this. So that way that the artists can know that
they'll know that you called them. Yeah, okay.
Him, right? And this wasn't a part of the prize. I just did it out the goodness of my heart because I felt like, yo, you dope. He'll appreciate what you got going.
Right.
So I remember I filmed it or whatever, and Jazzy ended up working with him. Like, Jazzy ended up doing some work with him and stuff, and he got a couple of placements just off of just, you know, being on my live. And when I posted that, it was over with.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Ugly Money artist platform, development platform is pretty much born.
That's dope.
Because I realized, I'm like, all these people that I met in my career, they were hard individuals for people to get to.
Facts.
And I'm like, oh, well, these guys are in my call log. I know these people. Like, these are my
personally.
Yeah, I can call Bigger Rankin. I can call,
facts.
you know, Boom Man or whatever.
Facts.
These are my partners. And I'm like, oh, man, well, let me plug you in with him, or let me plug you in with him.
And see what happens.
And man, you know, some people end up getting situations, some didn't. But, you know, everybody, one thing I'm proud of is the fact that every time I say I'm going to do something,
you do it.
I'm going to do it. If I say I'm going to take you to Booster, I'm going to take you to Booster House.
Right.
I'm going to take you to Booster. I ain't saying he's going to sign. He might sign, he might not. He might hate you. He might love you.
Right.
But I'm going to take you.
Right.
You're going to get your shot.
Right.
When I said I was taking somebody to Money Bag Yo, I took him to Money Bag Yo. When I took him to Gunner, I took him to Gunner. If I say it's going to be $20,000, it's going to be $20,000. It's going to be $1 short. It ain't going to be $19.99. It's going to be $20,000. Mm-hmm. And so that's one thing that in this industry I've always stood on is my word. Like, if I say I'm going to do something, there's never been anybody that said that they want something from me that they didn't get what they want.
Facts. Man, I got $1 million question for you, bro.
Let's get it.
How big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail?
Just as big as I dream now, because shoot, sometimes, you know, having ambition is a gift and a curse. Like, the city that I'm from is a town with no stoplights. It's 1,500 people. When I left Dinwiddie, Virginia, the McKinney, the town of McKinney that I lived in, it was 1,500 people that lived there.
Wow.
It's no stoplights in this town. It's like, it's country. It's like a stop sign with blinking lights. There's no stop lights. So it's just this country town. Like, my next door neighbor was over a mile away. He got tobacco farmers and everything. I really supposed to be a farmer or something. If you saw where I came from, you'd be like, yo, bro, how the hell you end up doing that?
Right.
Right? But, you know, just those humble beginnings makes a brother like, you got to have dreams.
Absolutely.
Had to have an imagination,
Absolutely.
right?
Thanks.
And so I was like, okay, first I got to get out of here. So I went to the military.
Okay.
I was like, okay. Then when I got in the military, they sent me to war. I'm like, well, now I got to get out of this war without getting killed. Then I got to Augusta. I'm like, okay, now I got to get popping in Augusta. And it was one step after the other, after another. But I was never scared to have a dream, goal, or aspiration because I ain't had shit to lose. It was either this or go back to the country.
Right. So
when I used to come in cities and markets, I'm like, y'all don't see these opportunities that are just right. Like, bro, you don't see this money right here? It's some money on the floor. Y'all don't see it? I'm gonna pick it up. You don't want it?
Right.
I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Right.
I'm putting it in my pocket. Nobody got a problem? Okay, after a year of doing that or whatever, then they get mad. Like, oh man, he getting so much money. Well, hey, I told you it was $1 right there. The dollar been there for 20 years since you've been living here.
Wow.
I saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I still dream to this day.
That's dope.
And a lot of the dreams that I had 10 years ago are realities.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And by the time you get to your dreams, your dreams become goals when they're attainable, you know what I'm saying? And you got a due date on them, and then the goals become reality.
Thanks.
And after their reality, by the time you get to that dream, it's like you got a whole nother set of dreams.
Yeah,
I remember
right.
when like having my own studio was a dream of mine.
Bro.
I've had a studio for 3 years now, right?
Right.
Now I want a TV network. That's my next dream.
Ugly Money, what would it be? Ugly Money?
Still playing around with the name.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm like, okay, I want like a real nigga Zeus. Zeus for real niggas.
All right.
Right? Like a safe place for black men that ain't sassy, that take care of their families.
Absolutely.
That, you know, that stand in the paint and that stand on moral compasses. I need a place for them. We need a place. And so that's my next dream.
That's dope.
And now it's a goal.
Right.
Because I got a due date on it. It's going to be by 2025.
Facts.
And so by the time I get there and I get it, I'm going to have something else going.
Facts.
Like, oh, yeah. Man, I want to buy a studio like 50 Cent. You know, it goes on and so forth. So it just never stops. So I never stop dreaming.
Dope. I want to pick your brain for a second, man. For a young man searching for a sense of clarity, direction, and courage to follow their dreams, what advice would you give them?
You only lose when you quit. As long as you keep going, you're going to end up somewhere. You may not end up where you thought you was going to end up, but
right.
you'll end up somewhere. You just got to keep moving.
Absolutely.
You only lose when you quit. It's only over when you say, I'm done. I quit. So as long as you don't quit, it may take forever.
Right.
Lord knows my journey was a long one and it's still going.
Facts.
But you never lose unless you quit. And you never lose when you bet on yourself. So never be afraid to bet on yourself. Even if you don't get the results that you wanted, it's still a learning lesson. Like I remember I used to always want a video on top of World Star.
Bruh,
remember back in the day?
Bruh.
I used to think a video on top of World Star would change.
Was everything. It would change everything.
Life, right? Until I had a video on top of World Star and I was like, oh, this isn't effective as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute. On World Star, it says 2 million views, but on YouTube, it says 20,000.
Yeah,
just
bro.
Charged us $5,000 for 20,000 views. I could have put a Google ad and did better than that. If I put $5,000 in a Google ad, I would have had
millions.
Like 10 million, 20 million views.
Damn.
But I learned that lesson.
Right.
So I still didn't lose because some people saw me on top of World Star.
Yeah. It was more so for like the wow.
But
like, he's on World. Yeah, right.
Learn from the situation, not exactly going the way I wanted it.
Right.
So now I know, like, I'll put it on World Star's Instagram page. That's more organic content. So you just learn things. And all my failures, I learn lessons.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm able to give a lot of game is because I failed a lot. I failed more times than people have tried. Fail. And I'm not scared to fail. Like, hey, let's try it. It might work, it might not.
Right.
Okay, it didn't work. Let's try something else. But in the essence of trying, you learn things. You
Absolutely.
pick up game. You understand. Like, hey, don't do that because that don't work.
Facts.
Or, don't make your price too high because then they won't come. You know what I'm saying? Or don't make your price too low and then the bullshit.
Yeah, bro.
So you just learn those things by trial and error, and that's So I just I'm not scared of failure. Sometimes I actually welcome it. I'm like, let's get the failure out the way so we know how to do it the right way.
Right.
But,
briefly, can we talk about the military a little bit?
For sure.
Okay. So military, how strenuous was that on your mind during the time you were in it, and how did that change like your focus and your mind frame, like to do other things?
Military saved my life.
Okay.
It put my life in danger, but it saved my life.
Right.
It wasn't for the military, I'd be dead in jail. I was always a businessman. I'll just put it like that without saying too much.
Right.
So my business acumen was going down the wrong lines of business at one point in time in my life. But I was really good at it. So the fact that you're really good at something, well, what happens? You become more successful. And in this particular business, the fact that you become extremely more successful usually leads to dead or in jail.
Right.
So I'd have been dead or in jail if it wasn't for the military. But what the military helped me do was it gave me structure and discipline. The fact of the matter is that I don't have to have anybody to motivate me to get up and go work. Because now I'm my own boss. I own my own company, I own my own business, right? Nobody can technically say, oh, Ugly Money Nietzsche, you got to go to the office today. I could just sit at the house.
Right. Facts.
Facts. I could just sit. If I wanted to take a month off and not do shit, nobody's going to say, hey, there's consequences and repercussions for that. Nah, I'll probably just lose my studio. But,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the military kind of gave me that intestinal fortitude and that structure where it was like, nah, bro, we got a mission, we got a job to do. Let's get it. You know what I mean? So I credit the military. Yeah, they put my life in danger by sending my ass to the war. I'm actually one of my battle buddies, my war veterans, is right here with me or whatever.
Okay.
Still with me to this day. We was in the war together.
Okay, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like really.
Hey, salute you, bro.
Yeah,
salute you, bro.
Really in the war together. Me and this guy, shouts out my brother Tides. We built a studio in the middle of Iraq. We wanted to rap.
Bro, okay. Now it's coming to me because I heard this story too.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
That's my guy right there.
All right,
He's
cool.
still with me to this day, right?
Dope.
Yeah, we was over there getting shot at all the time. And that shit, that shit sucked and people stressing out and stuff. It's like, man, we need to rap. And so I was like, well, man, I go send off for the studio equipment. And then he was like, well, man, I can make build us a studio. I said, man, I ain't no good with no hammer, no nail. He said, no, I got it. So my brother Tides, he built the structure. I got all the equipment and set it up, and we had a whole studio in the war.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So after we get off sector, getting shot at all day, we go to this little shack that we had built.
Yeah.
And we record songs.
Yeah.
To the point where it was like people started liking the music.
Right.
So we ended up putting on a show for the soldiers or whatever. And, for an hour out of the day, I remember this sergeant came up to me. He was like, bro, for this hour and a half, I forgot I was in the war. I felt like I was back home. I was like, you know what? My job was done. If you can forget that you're in a hostile war environment just by, letting me entertain you, then my job was done. And so, yeah, it was a dope experience.
Wow.
But it also, the fact that it showed me how bad shit can get. So a lot of this stuff that happens in real, now, it's not that big of a deal. It's like, we're alive, we're not locked up, and they're not shooting at us. Why are you overreacting? You feel what I'm saying? So whenever something comes to me, I don't react as dramatic as most people react to it.
Right.
Because I know how bad shit can get. Like, no, these people are trying to kill you every single day. The kids are trying to kill you. The wives are trying to kill you. The dogs are trying to kill you. Everybody's trying to kill you.
Damn.
For a year and a half at a time. Okay, I survived that. So whatever this nigga types on Twitter is not really going to hit me the same it's not really going to bother me as much.
Can we clap it up for this? Can we clap it up for this?
Respect, yeah.
Damn,
So
wow.
it's not really going to, trolling is funny to me because I'm like, yeah, that's really not going to throw me off my pivot. Bro, I've been in war zones. And so I remember telling God, having a conversation. I said, God, if you get me out of this, I won't complain ever again in life. I won't complain about things. And I'm not a complainer at all. Like it is what it's fucked up. Okay, understand the problem. What's the solution? And we keep going. Because once you survive that, man, the rest of life is a piece of cake. I survived war, bro.
Yeah, facts, bro.
And my partner survived war with me. You know what I'm saying? And we was rapping out that motherfucking parties and shit.
Right, that's
you
hard.
You mean to tell me the rest of it? You think I'm worried about these niggas? Hell nah, nigga. This boy, y'all got to deal with me now.
Yeah, facts.
Because I survived it. So I done already went through the worst.
Right.
All the things left is the best.
Yeah, facts.
Respect.
That's dope, bro. So Ugly Money Podcast. How good does it feel to have a successful podcast that you created? How important is it to employ your friends, and how important is it to say, I got something right? I got it right this time.
Right. Well, at first it wasn't right. It was terrible. My first episode got like 50 views.
Okay.
And it was in humble beginnings just like everybody else. I started with 0 subscribers like everybody else.
Right.
I literally had to beg people to subscribe to my channel so I could actually get my name. Because back then, YouTube, you had to have 100 subscribers for you to even have a name for your channel. And it took me like 2 months to get 100 people to subscribe.
Right.
But it was an idea that I had because I was no longer able to go back to my radio job. Okay. And I was like, well, I feel that I have a knack for, media and talking and things of that nature. So I just got to create my own way with it. Right. And so, the first 2-3 years, it was tough. It was a lot of money that I put into it. I probably put well over $100,000 over the first 3 years. Just in producing, paying the cameraman, paying the photographer, paying for the studio. And the studio was beating my head. Shouts out to them, but they were tearing me a new one.
Damn.
I remember I was paying, that's how I ended up building my studio.
Yeah, facts.
I remember I was paying like $1,700, $1,800 for 2 hours a week.
Wait, for 2 hours a week?
Yeah.
You was
2
paying
hours a week.
$1,800 for 2 hours.
I was $1,800 a month. Yeah, so they were hitting me,
Bro.
But you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
I wanted a nice studio.
Yeah,
It was a nice studio, but they were tearing me a new one. And I was like, man, shit, I put $500 extra on this a month. I can have my own damn studio. And that's what how I ended up, building Ugly Money Studios. But now to know that I wasn't crazy at embarking on this journey is dope. And I definitely got to give a shout out to my brother Slump, man.
Shout out Slump.
I didn't make a dime until this guy came in. He's like, hey, bro, you're working really hard, but you're doing this like all wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you're not monetized because of this and that. And he just basically just told me like everything I was doing wrong. And I was like, oh, well, thanks for telling me. I've been doing this shit wrong for 3 years.
Yeah, facts.
And so, we ended up partnering up, man. And, it's been a successful situation. And we got to 100,000 subscribers so quick, bro. We went from 5,000 subscribers to 100,000 in less than 90 days. With this guy, my brother Slumpster. Yeah, he's like a YouTube genius. He's like the black Mr. Beast. But anyway. Wow. Yeah, man. And so, but partnering with people, finding people, and that's why I go back to the team situation. The fact that I may not be, I'm good at talking, I'm good at communicating with people, I'm good at interviewing, going back and forth. But what I wasn't good at is the technical side of YouTube or the back office. I didn't know what the hell. I didn't know that my thumbnails was whack. I didn't know that my title wasn't interesting. I was thinking like Ugly Money Podcast episode 4. Nobody gives a fuck. And that's what Slump told me. He's like, hey, nobody cares that it's Ugly Money Podcast episode 4. They care about the fact that you talked about P. Diddy, goddamn the Diddy party, and they caught Barack Obama there. That's the title. Those are things that Bruce taught me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, bro. And so when I had the back office together and me on the front end was doing, the platform was able to grow and prosper to what it is today.
Wow,
Shout out Slump.
Yeah, shout out to Slump. I want to ask you, bro, is it hard to be Ugly Money Nietzsche? Would you say it's hard to be you?
Nah, I wouldn't say it's hard because I ain't being nobody but myself.
Right.
I wake up every day and get paid to be me, bro. That shit's the greatest job in the world. I literally wake up and my phone rings and it's people that want to give me money to be me.
Right. Right.
You gonna pay me to be me? It's like, yeah, we want you to do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, how much you want? And then so I remember sometimes I would just say an astronomical price just to see if motherfuckers would pay it. I'd be like, yeah, I need $2,500 for an hour. Okay, what's your cash out? Motherfucker, you gonna pay it?
Yeah, right. Right.
Damn, I should have asked him for $5.
Yeah,
you know
facts.
And so, is it hard? No. Is it challenging? Most definitely. Because it's not just me. Even though I'm one person, there's a team of people that I have to make sure that are taken care of. I have to make sure that my team is paid. I have to make sure that they're comfortable at work. I have to make sure that there's toilet paper in the bathroom. I have to make sure of everything that's going on around me to keep this Ugly Money engine running.
Thanks.
So it can be challenging at times, and you have to also understand that when you're the owner, because the boss is when you're the owner of the boss. When stuff gets to your desk, there's nobody else to pass it up to.
Right.
So if you have a job, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with this situation. Let me send it to my superior.
Right.
Right? It's like, oh, that's outside of my pay grade.
Facts.
When it gets to my desk, guess what? I got to figure it out. I'm like, oh, okay,
right.
Yeah, Nietzsche. So they need a sprinkler system installed in the studio or they're going to shut us down.
Right.
How do we get a sprinkler system?
Damn.
I'm talking to myself because nobody else is there.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
So what do I have to do? I have to go research and handle it, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. So that can be challenging, but at the same time, it's exciting because it's never a same day. There's always new challenges that I have to figure out, and you end up doing things that you never thought you would do. Like I never knew about HVAC. I know now that,
Yeah, facts.
when you go into a building and you're renting a commercial real estate, you better have somebody inspect the HVAC, because if not, you're going to be losing about 10 to 20,000. And a lot of people that rent to commercial space don't tell you about their HVAC's fucked up, because I had to replace an HVAC before.
Right.
So, there's certain things, there's certain tricks and trades and rules to the game that I can tell you in 15 minutes that can save you $50,000 because I had to live it for 15 years.
Facts.
And so it's challenging, but I'm not tired, and I wake up every day motivated to do more.
That's hard.
Sure.
That's hard, bro. Couple more questions, man. Do you agree with these 4 agreements? All right, so hear me out. Being impeccable with your word, not taking anything personal, not making assumptions, and always doing your best. Do you agree with those four agreements?
Yeah. Word for sure. Assumptions make you look like an ass. And that's something that I've done in the past. I've learned from experience on assumptions.
Right.
Assuming if you don't know, you don't know. So sometimes you got to say less. And sometimes the person that says less actually says more by it. Yeah, and always, if I can't do my best in something, I'm not going to do it.
Dope.
If I can't give my all, I'm not going to do it. If I can't give you the best interview I'm able to do, I ain't gonna do it. I'm like, hey, I can't do it.
right.
No, I ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And there's been times that I've interviewed with people that I wasn't exactly a fan of, like people that I didn't like, but I gave them an amazing interview. Right before it went south. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I had made the decision to do it. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it at the best of my ability. I'm never going to slack a half-ass. And I believe that's why people want to work with me. Because it's like, hey, he going to go hard.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If Nietzsche's involved, he's going to give it his all. And if I come up short, that's why I'm okay with failure. Because I'm like, hey, I did my best.
Right.
We lost.
Right.
I ain't mad. That was my best I could do. Goddamn, we lost by 30. Hey,
facts,
you know what I mean?
Facts.
But if it's a situation where I knew that I could have did better, or I knew I could have gave a better effort, it's gonna fuck with me because I'm like, damn, it's my fault that we lost because I didn't give my all. So no, I never want to be that person. I hate how that feels.
Facts.
I'm like, I'm gonna give it my all. If we lose, then we can celebrate the fact that we gave our all and got this far. And if we win, we can celebrate the fact that our fruits of our labor have paid off for sure.
Absolutely, bro. Got a question. Last question for you, man. With the weight of the world on your shoulders, success in the palm of your hands, how do you respond when adversity knocks at your door?
The weight of the world on your shoulders.
On your shoulders. Success in the palm of your hand.
Success in the palm of your hand.
How do you respond when adversity knocks at your door?
When adversity, steadfast to your purpose, steadfast to your journey. Adversity is a lot of times it's a nuisance. It's a fly. You know, it's there. Right. But what you don't want to do is drop the weight of the world's on your shoulders. You don't want to drop the world, right? And you don't want to mess up the success in your hands. So sometimes you have to learn how to ignore adversity or deal with it accordingly. Because a lot of times people spend so much time dealing with the negative aspects of things that they forget about the positives around them. Like, I drop a video. It's 2,000 people that comment. Oh, that's great. This video is great. Oh, you funny as hell. Hell yeah. Da-da-da-da. Laughing emoji. The one person that says, oh, he's too big to be yelling. Now you want to reply back to that motherfucker. What about the other 2,000 people that are showing you love? And a lot of times we're programmed to give more attention to negative energy than positive. Bro, I got 250,000 people that follow me. And I ain't got no OnlyFans, and I ain't shaking ass. These niggas follow me to hear me talk. You think I'm worried about the one person that don't want?
Right.
You could have went on anybody's page in the world. You on my page. I'm not about to give you my energy because what happens is if everyone that's showing you positive attention and positive reinforcements sees that the only people that you're responding to is
they're going to stop commenting.
They're going to think that the only way to get his attention is negative. No, nigga, that's the way to get ignored by.
Right, facts.
The way to get my attention is to be, solid, to be stand up, goddamn, to speak positivity in my life. Hey, bro, salute. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no Hollywood dude. I reply back as much as I can.
That's facts.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? And so, with the adversities, they're going to come, but just don't knock yourself off your purpose trying to prove somebody wrong or trying to go back and forth with it. Man, them folks be miserable.
Facts.
And they be broke. And I understand, like, bro, whatever your problem is with me, it's a personal problem because I don't know you and we've never had an argument for us to even have an issue.
Facts.
You probably haven't even met me before or had an opportunity to have a conversation with me. That's why you're mad now.
Facts.
But if you would have came to me with love and respect, I promise you, brother, our exchange would have been a real one. And so I can't really focus on that person because he got some internal issues or she got some internal issues
Facts.
that she got to deal with. And I ain't qualified to deal with that shit. I ain't nobody's psychiatrist.
Right.
I got to stay on my purpose and my goal and deal with the people that's rocking with me and deal with the people that supporting me so we can continue to flourish and we can continue to be successful.
That's hard, bro.
No doubt.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for coming to Vibe with Veto, bro. Real shit, man. Because, like, bro, I know you got a whole lot of shit going on, but
Hey, we're going to pool party today. We're gonna
this
do some
means a
ball
lot,
head.
though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
No, bro, I just remember me damn near begging somebody to come on.
Yeah, facts.
You know
facts,
what I'm
facts.
saying? And I was like, I remember the first, and I'm gonna tell this quick story. One of my first like celebrity guest on my podcast was a guy by the name of John the Don,
Oh, John the Don.
battle rapper.
Yep.
And I remember I was like so scared to ask him. I'm like, hey, bro, you come on my podcast? And he was like, yeah, nigga, yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'll come through, right? And I'm like, and I remember because I was shooting at my house and I was just like so excited at the fact that I'm like, yo, man, John the Don is at my house and I'm about to interview him. And, you know, and I asked him about the battle and him throwing the chain off the stage and shit. And so, you know, when we're in these processes of building these platforms, we you know, people cannot be scared to pour into it. Because, bro, a year from now, you're going to be out of here.
Facts.
A year from now, 2 years from now, I'm going to need a favor from you. I'm like, hey, Vito, my daughter want to rap, bro.
right.
Lil Kanaya want to rap, man. You think I can bring her to the show? You know what I'm saying? And so I'd rather be a part of somebody's story early because, you know, is that way it's a situation where one is organic, one is genuine, and the person know like, yeah, bro rock with me when these other niggas was acting weird. You know what I'm saying? And so I always try to pay it forward because somebody had to believe in my shit for me to go up.
Facts.
Somebody, you know, John the Don, Johnny Blaze, Fabo. Those were my first interviews. Murphy Lee, you know, such and such. Like, those were my first people that was really rocking with me when they didn't have to technically rock with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if they ever call, what you need? You want me to come to the battle, John? I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Blaze, what you need? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So same here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying it forward as well. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely tell you gonna do big things. You're already doing it, and you're gonna do it even bigger and better for sure. Love and respect, bro.
Thank you, bro.
My man.
It's been another episode, Vibing with Veto. We vibrating higher. We got Ugly Money Nietzsche with me. I really appreciate this shit,
Love,
bro. Real nigga shit.
Love. I enjoyed this.
And we gone. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, man, I know y'all watching the interview and stuff like that, but I'm an artist too as well. I go by the name of Just Call Me Veto. Make sure that you tap in with all of my music, all of the content and stuff like that. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Just Call Me Veto. I got a project coming called Shit Hit Different with my boy Sauce Lil Rich. Y'all be on the lookout for that too. Let's get it.